Hey guys, welcome to week 9. We have made it halfway through the semester, and so about this time is when people start feeling stressed and burned out because there's just so much going on. So this week I do want to take some time to talk about how we can stay motivated and avoid getting burnt out. So our to-do list is to watch the video, review the staying motivated and preventing burnout presentation, and then there is a short group discussion that I would like you to complete. Let's look at this presentation together. Um, this first little video is all about, it's titled 8 Reasons You're Unmotivated, Not Lazy, and Here's the Why. First, how to stay motivated. I know that just like it says here, when you're working on earning your degree, it can feel like a super slow process. And especially if you are partially online or fully online, as you guys are, it can get really difficult at times because you're trying to juggle so many different things. So we're going to take a look at some different tips on how we can stay motivated. And I got this information from LSU's online student website. So the first thing is to create a schedule and stick to it. So earlier in the semester, we talked about different time management, planning, and skills and tips. And so that is where that part comes in on here. Having a schedule, sticking to it, whatever that looks like for you. The next thing is setting realistic, challenging expectations, right? So it says when making goals for your studies, it can be easy to overestimate what you think can be done in a day. Starting with the highest goals in mind, but only getting parts of it done due to responsibilities needing immediate attention. I read that weird. Starting with the highest goals in mind, but only getting parts of it done due to, okay, so you got big goals and you can only accomplish a little bit because there's so many other things going on. So we want to look at goals that are realistic, right, that you can achieve, but they do challenge you a bit. Short-term and long-term goals. I guess the other one was more about expectations and goals. They tie together. So thinking back about your SMART goals that you created for yourself a few weeks ago, that ties in here. Creating a study group. I know this can be difficult, especially when you're fully online. You don't know how to reach out to people. But I hope through our group discussions, you have found at least one other person that maybe you can stay in contact with throughout this journey. And it just gives you a person to contact to know like you're not alone in this journey. We're all in this together. Taking care of yourself. That is super, super, super important um, for motivation and your overall emotional well-being while you guys are going through school. And most of you have families and full-time jobs, maybe 2 jobs. And so taking time to take care of yourself will help you stay motivated. The next thing that we're going to talk about is burnout. What is burnout? For starters, it's important to understand what burnout is. This may seem straightforward, but understanding what you're feeling and why is an essential part of addressing the root of the problem so you can navigate ways to reduce symptoms of it in the future. Essentially, burnout is a reaction to prolonged or chronic stress. It takes form in a few different ways, mainly feeling exhausted, disengaged, bored, numb, and wanting to escape. Here's another video on it says how to deal with burnout. So it kind of goes through what's going on in our brain and our bodies and why we go through these things and some tips on how to get through it.
Days like to go.
What? Next slide. There you go. Okay. So how to avoid burnout. There are a few different tips on how you can avoid that. The first one is control the controllable with gratitude, right? There are so many things that happen in our lives that are 100% out of our control, right? and we just have to deal with it. Um, but there are things in our life that are in our control, right? And we want to make sure that we're recognizing what those are. And I like this last sentence because it says, by recognizing what you have in your life that you appreciate, you will feel inspired and hopefully thus limiting the symptoms of burnout. So anytime maybe you're feeling unmotivated or you're starting to feel a little bit burned out, try to take a second and just think about the things that you have that you can be grateful for, whether that was just waking up this morning, I'm glad I did, or whether that be you're thankful for your family or your friends, or, you're thankful that maybe you've got terrible vision, but you have glasses, so it makes it better, right? All right. The next thing is refocus your goals and stay organized. So, whenever we're experiencing burnout, sometimes you have to take a step back and say, okay, what were my goals originally, right? Were they too big? Do I need smaller goals? And then figure out how you can organize your timeline after you put your goals back into perspective. I know this was on here underneath motivation, but it is so important. It's underneath burnout as well, taking time for yourself. Even down here, like how it says this little 10 minutes part, this could be taking time for yourself, can be, you're driving from point A to point B, you get there and you can just sit in your car for like 5 minutes in the parking lot and listen to your favorite song or sit in silence and just take a breather, right? That can be taking time for yourself. Living a healthy lifestyle. I know whenever I've been at a point where I was completely burned out with my previous job. And when I was going through all of that, I was not thinking about exercising. I was not thinking about eating healthy. And I actually was sleeping a lot, but it was not restful sleep. Um, so taking time to exercise, even if it's for 5, 10 minutes, getting up, moving around instead of looking on our phones and scrolling, if we can get up and go for a walk. Eating a healthy diet, exchanging that bag of chips for some fruit or something like that, and then getting enough sleep will also help with burnout. Last slide. How can you apply these tips to school? All of these tweaks and changes to your routine will ultimately play an integral, sustainable role in your academic success. Most of these adjustments involve organization, time management, talked about those things, and self appreciation, which can inspire creativity and re energize your mind and body. Thinking about making positive, sustainable changes to your routine is one thing, but it's another thing altogether to actually, whoops, wasn't done reading that. Actually implement them in your life is what that was going to say. Um, so those are just some ways we can stay motivated, how we can recognize if we are unmotivated, if we are on the path to burnout, or maybe you're already there, and hopefully how you can come out of that. So after taking time to also review that slide, the presentations for yourself, there is a group discussion, and it's all about staying motivated. Let me just click on it so we can read it together. So it says, how can you apply the tips talked about in the staying motivated and preventing burnout presentation to youth? So maybe you can just choose one of those tips to talk about, however you want to word that is up to you. And then how do you stay motivated in school? What is something that you do to keep you motivated or to keep you from experiencing burnout? So I hope that you find the information in this week helpful. Let me go back to so we can see our to-do list. I hope that you found that helpful, or if anything, a resource that you can keep for later on whenever you are possibly feeling unmotivated or burnt out. I know those two videos that I embedded, it's called Psych to Go is the YouTube channel, and they've got some really, really good eye-opening videos. So if you're going through anything. They've got videos on depression and all kinds of other things. So if you're interested in learning more about that and why we're feeling what we're feeling, right, you can go and check out those videos because I have found some of them really helpful for me. So I hope that you guys have an awesome week. If you need anything, call me, email me. I'm here. Remember, I am here to support you. You are not alone in taking these classes online. I'm here for you. So if you need anything, let me know. And I hope you guys have an awesome week. Bye.